Hi guys, thanks for checking out this video. For this video I've met up with my friends Nick and Tony, and we're going to be looking to do a little bit of kayak fishing, lure fishing from the kayaks out on Jersey's southeast coast. Launched from La Roque just now, and it's absolutely stunning today. It's completely flat, there's not a breath of wind, and the tides are ideal. It's ideal conditions today to get out and enjoy it. A fish would be a massive bonus as always, but I'm hoping, as there's a lot of bait around at the moment, that the bass are on the feed. Once we get out to the outer heads, we can look to exploit some shoals of bass hopefully on the lures. It's going to be probably, as it's so flat calm today, irresistible for top water, and the lures I've actually brought with me today are slightly smaller. I'm actually going to put my fish finder on, not because I'm looking for fish, but I just want to double check the depth when I'm going into little gullies and channels and stuff like that. So I do not want to be beaching myself. I mean, you'd get fish all in around here anyway right now, but we want to be heading a little bit further out that way. There's quite a few guys actually out on their kayaks today. I met some of the kayakers that actually watch my videos, which was quite cool. They're out today, so hopefully they managed to catch a few fish. So guys, got my Penn Conflict with me today. This is like my kayak light lure rod. It's the I think it's, what is it, 10 to maximum 30 gram, so ideal for today. I've got a slightly heavier setup with me as well. I think it's the 42 gram one, so just in case I do anything like vertical jigging or something a bit further out. But today I think is going to be more so top waters. So guys, just going to go with a story to start off with. Gonna have that on one rod, and on this rod heavier setup. I think I'll go with that to start off with for my softie. So I've got a softie and a hard lure rigged up. Oh, loads of sand eel there, pinned sand eel guys, don't know if you can see them. Loads of them there. So that's the lure box for today. I've got some metals in there as well. Right, just need to paddle up again. You can see how quick you drift, look at that. So guys, not an awful lot to report just yet, but what we're doing, we're basically just going out with the tide and just searching out some of the areas like that's got a little bit of weed, maybe a bit of structure or gully, channeled area between two reefs with a little bit of tide. But usually the dropping tide, I find, doesn't fish as good as the beginning of the flood. The first 2 hours of the flood usually I find is really good out here, so hopefully can put the proof in the pudding today. But yeah, so far I've not even had a fish yet, neither of the other lads I don't think, but we've all had a couple of chases behind the top water lure. I just lost one then. I say lost it, it just went for the lure then, and it was a really good sized fish as well, so that was promising to see, but didn't take the lure. Really good take behind the lure, but didn't manage to hook up, so still waiting for the first one of the session. Literally just casting towards the reef. Looks really fishy here, but it's been quite a slow start, but with the exception of a couple of half decent takes on the way out. Oh, there was a take. I think that was a gar. I think that was a gar, because is it? Oh no. Go on. Go on. Little garfish, I think. Just see its tail poking out the water. Or is it a bass and a gar? Come on. What is it? That was weird. Pretty sure that was a little garfish, and then it did look like a bass take as well. Try that again. There's a couple of fish jumping in and around this area here. There's a little bit of tide here as well, and some birds diving, so that's always a promising sign. Not that many, but there's a few. But just spotted there's a nice little bit of tide running off the reefs here, and there's a couple of heads just in front of me here, so I'm going to try here, but I'm going to put on a shallow diver. I've got this little tide minnow, sort of bait fish pattern that, so hopefully this can pick up a fish or two. So the one thing I do like about these shallow divers, guys, is if you've got the bass and they are taking top water, you can whack one of these on and save the arms a little bit of trouble, because it can be a bit strenuous casting, retrieving top water in like all session. So just to have a little break on the arms, I sometimes just ping one of these out and just do a straight retrieve. And these, for newcomers to the sport of kayak fishing, especially in Jersey, like out here on the east coast, something small like this, especially this time of year in the summer, works wonders. So available at Mr. Fish, these guys, and I wouldn't be without them out on a session like this. Yeah, it's quite nice here, guys. 11 foot. So running this lure over some nice shallow ground with a little bit of tide, so it's ideal. Hopefully there's something around. I'll have a couple of chucks of the shallow diver. If nothing, then I'll chuck on a top water lure. Oh, yeah, we're in, guys. We're in. Not a big fish, I don't think. That hit really hard, that. Nice little scrap on it. Oh, it's foul hooked a little bit. Took one in the back of the head. That's why it feels a little bit better. Come here, mate. Come here. Tiny bass. Tiny, tiny bass. There we go, guys. First one of the session. On the Tide Minnow 90S. So, sinking Tide Minnow. Nice and small bait fish pattern to match the hatch out here today. Oh, there we go. And again. Another small one, I think, guys. Very small. Oh, there's a couple chasing it. Yeah, very small bass again, guys. There's plenty around this head though, and they're loving this shallow diver. There we go, he's off. Just got my feet hanging in the water because it's so hot today. It's nice to cool off a bit. But yeah, finally found some fish. Loads of tide running through these reefs here. So I'm going to have a couple of chucks with the shallow diver because that seems to be working wonders. I've just been missing hits all morning on the top water, so I thought just to save myself some heartache, I'll put on the shallow diver. But just in front here, guys, anyway, there's two heads here, and it's literally like 8 foot. You can probably see the bottom here. Look, I'm going over. So this is absolutely bang on for the shallow diver. So I'm going to do that same drift again pretty much, guys. Just going to end up right in the middle of these two rocks in front, and then just drift through them. I think the guys are fishing at some of the other heads in a little bit of tide, so yeah, going to try here again with the shallow diver, guys. So I'm casting up tide, guys. Just got to be careful of my slap braid. Need to wind it on the reel nice and tight, avoid any braid issues. And then just bringing it back down in the tide. Pretty much just reeling at the pace that you're just taking up the slack. Bit of weed there. Let's get one out this way. That's a nice cast. Oh. There we go. This lure cannot fail in this situation. Bit of running tide, shallow water, but finicky fish on the top water. Come on, mate, you're not that big. Oh, he's set himself up for live baiting. Puts himself in the dorsal as well. Come on, mate. There we go. Let's get you on hook. There we go. One more hook, mate, right next to your spines. Let me get that out of you. It's all fish like this sort of size, guys, at the moment. Small, spiky bass at the moment. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm just going to approach this reef in front of me here and try and slot in sideways. I'll come right up to it because the tide's just going to push me straight up, but anyway, we've got to be quick. Got the rod ready. Right, this tide should just push me off it. Right up to it. Flick out just in front. Tide. Just bringing the lure It's nice. Oh, just missed another hit, I think, or that might have been a rock.
Right, let's see what the feel is here.
I'm just drifting up from these reefs, mate, and then coming back down, but there's a couple of other little heads there.
More flow here.
Yeah, nice.
Feels a bit more lively.
There's one behind there as well. Oh, a couple of fish jumping.
You're on surface.
I'm on a really small tide minnow 90.
Okay. Good.
Like a sinking shallow diver.
Yeah.
They're really hitting it hard.
Aren't they? The tiny ones are.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking before. I got hit and I was like, this feels half decent. It's literally like mackerel size, you know? So just coming down in the tide, guys. It's running pretty fiercely at the moment. Oh, that's a good hit. There we go, guys. This feels a little bit better. I say it feels a little bit better. It might not be. Might be slightly better, but that's not too bad. It's the best one so far, I think. It's not huge. Not net worthy, but I'll take that. Oh, and this is why I use barbless hooks. There we go, guys. Nice little one. Oh, did he come off? Yeah. Right, gonna go back up, guys, and do that drift again. So again, guys, just approaching the heads, and then just coming up tide, and then the tide's gonna drift me back. I'm clear behind me, there's no reef, so got nothing to worry about. There we go.
Tide run here is right.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Just right. Never know, there could be a big one hiding around in here.
Well, that's it. Yeah, there could be a half decent one here. I mean, there was half decent fish on the way out, so.
Something's having a go.
Yeah. Hey, that does look decent.
I don't know. I can't feel the biting. I think it might have gone to the bottom. It keeps thumping.
Big wrasse, maybe.
Could be. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I think it's a big one. I just saw it.
Yeah, that's a good one, mate.
It is a wrasse, you're right.
I thought it might be.
Yeah, absolute clunker.
Can I come up and get a picture?
Yeah. I saw the white of its belly and I thought, oh, well, maybe it is.
That looks like a beast.
It is a beast, I think.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Huge, eh?
That is an absolute brute.
I couldn't get it off the bottom to begin with.
Oh, I need to come and get a photo of this. Let me pull up alongside you, mate.
Yeah.
That is a beast.
Stunning.
Holy jeez.
I thought I was pulling a boulder up.
That's a...
It wasn't coming up.
I was starting to think maybe you're snagged as well as a fish.
Well, I think. Oh, look, it's well hooked as well.
Oh, he's nicely hooked though.
Yeah. Get this.
I thought he's got a big bass that's gone round a load of kelp.
Yeah.
And he's done you.
Yeah, I did as well. And I saw the white because it was upside down when I saw it.
Oh, what a tank. What an absolute tank. Oh, you don't want him going back without a photo. No way. Oh, what a beauty.
Here we go.
Yeah. So just pulled up to another set of heads, guys. Nice little bit of running tide. A couple of casts before I have to change GoPro batteries. So again, just lobbing up tide. And then just bringing this down. There should be fish here. It's a little bit more sandy here. But there's tide. Oh, there's definitely fish here. There we go. I'm in. Mackie. Yeah, I think. Yeah, oh, it's a decent one. This is a good mackerel, this. Oh, the dog will be happy. Oh, that's a cracker. Oh, I hope this don't fall out. This is an absolute belter. There we go, guys. Had that nice Mackie on the shallow diver. Quite a good one, that. So those were like sort of like the outer reefs, so to speak, over the high tide. But now the tide's dropped, we're sort of going to be going through loads of little channels in between loads of heads. So it's literally just picking and choosing a head, chucking a lure at it and seeing if there's a fish there. Nice bit of tide here, guys. This tide is well quick.
Yeah, this is the one I was telling you about. You just go through the gaps and there's fish there usually.
This is really quick. Just going to try and get the other side of this, guys. Through here, this is a really quick drift. In fact, this is pretty shallow, I think, so gonna have to go easy. Oh, really shallow. Oh wow, really shallow. There we go, we're through it. Whoo! That was squeaky bum time then. Couple of chucks in there. Look how quick we're going, guys, just down this tide. Let you guys crack on.
Yeah, nice one.
Nice to see you anyway.
Yeah,
have a good one.
Yeah.
Just lob this over the side. I've got the motor running, Going over some pretty nice ground as well, so yeah, just going to chuck this out and let it explore some different ground. Literally just lobbing it out the side of the yak, just letting it take some line as well, just leaving the bail arm open for a bit. The ideal speed's usually about between 1.8 and 2.5 mile an hour, so I'll get that on my finder. After I've let a little bit of line out, I'll just slow down a tad. Probably going a little bit too quick still, but I'm going to let some line out. And all I'm doing is just reading my fish finder, guys. I'm just seeing, like, right, I know I've got my lure a couple of yards behind me, so all I'm going to do is expect something once that lure reaches that part of the ground that I've just read over the finder. So if I just go over a rock, I know probably in about 30 seconds my lure's going to go over it. And if my lure's diving too deep, it's going to hit the rock. So a shallow diver like this is ideal for around here. It's 22 foot, and this is probably riding probably about 1.5 meters under the water, so it's not too bad, especially when I'm going over little humps like I've got coming up here. It's gone from 22 foot to 13 foot to 12 foot, so I know I'm likely to perhaps hook a fish coming up to this. I'm just going to let a little bit more line out. I could put the rod in one of the rod holders at the front there, but I'm just doing one rod, so I'm just going to hold it. I'll be shocked if I don't get something going over this ground. Really nice feature. Should be going over it about now, so. Well guys, I was just trolling this shallow diver from one spot to the other, and I got a fish. Nice little bass. It's not a big one, but between moving from one rock to the other, just on the troll, can't argue with that. Full of these little ones around today, loads of them we've had. Come on, let's get that out your gills. There we go, little bass, guys, trolling between spots, just going into the reef. So yeah, thought why not chuck one over the side and use the motor for a bit. Did you see that, guys? Bass chasing that. Did you see that, guys? Bass chasing that. Right up to the kayak, that did. Hopefully I got that on camera. It's been really quiet the last couple of casts. This wind's picked up, it's making it a little bit difficult. I do ideally want to be on top water, but because I can't, what I'm actually going to do is go subsurface, which is a lure that's going to work just under the surface, like literally by a couple of centimeters. And I'm going to chuck on this one here, which is the Tackle House Feed Shallow in my favourite colour, UB15. Makes a hell of a racket when you cast it out, but it makes a hell of a racket when it's swimming as well. And we've got wind against tide at the moment, so it's proven to be a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. But hopefully round here, so it might bite. Oh, do you see that, guys, just in front? That was a follow. That was a follow. I didn't see the fish. It didn't look like a bad size, judging by that swell. It's hard to cast this lure though. It doesn't really like the wind, but it's already got something's attention. It's definitely something chasing it then. That noise you can hear, the snapping noise, that's the two ball bearings inside the lure hitting each other. You can actually like do it so that it doesn't make that noise, but you've got to lock them down. You've got to like shake the lure a little bit, but I don't mind it. I'll show you what I mean. You got these two ball bearings. I don't like shaking it obviously because of the hooks, but see they're stuck at the top of the head. If you want to get a bit more distance, you do that and you get that other big one there down to the bottom. Usually you get a better cast. We shall see. Nice little spot this actually. Wow, that cast much better. Right in that gully there. Come on, there's got to be a fish in there, surely. So like the tide and the wind are against each other. That's why I'm pretty much staying in position. They're just sandwiching me in this spot here. So it's absolutely ideal. Ideal if there was more fish on the feed, but it's ideal for actually fishing it. I'll try one out that way. It doesn't cast as well with the ball bearings. Not shook up on them. This lure really wobbles as well, that's why I'm a big fan of this lure. Really wobbles. There's something definitely chasing it before. Hopefully I got it on camera. The big swell behind the lure, it'd be interesting. I'm not sure if it captured it or not, but it was a decent swell. Oh, come here. Well guys, it's absolutely blowing its nuts off at the moment. Completely different now compared to when we first got out here. Completely different now. tried probably like two and a half hours of the flooding tide, but it's really hard work with this wind against tide situation, and I've only had a few swells behind the lure. I've actually not had anything on the flood, which is when I usually tend to catch something, you know, on the low tide a couple of hours after. But it's been absolutely abysmal after the tide turn because of that wind. It's made it really difficult, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video anyway. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That would be much appreciated. Until the next video, until the next trip out on the kayak, tight line, safe paddling, and I'll catch you in the next video.